I created the slides, and few slides are there, maybe 6, 7 slides are there. And here I will introduce the account, global account and the sub account on the BTP. We had a quick overview on the BTP already. After that, now we are discussing the global account and sub account, the global account first. As I told you that an organization can have BTP, and when an organization have a BTP, well, sounds yes. When an organization has a BTP, then an organization have usually has one global account and can have multiple sub accounts. Global account is basically is an agreement with the SAP, contractual agreement that what services, what spaces, what we have as per the contract that we are entitled to use. And in the global account, we can define the entitlements and the quotas. Entitled means what services we are going to use, and the quotas what spaces we have and how we use. And the members and the roles means we can create the administrators here, and directory sub accounts, and the commercial model. Commercial model where we can plan our payments, and we can payments mean the payments of the agreement. Okay, and here we can also we can monitor over a transaction that what is our entitlement and what we are using, and what is our space and what space we used, what space we left on particular day, on particular month, what was our transactions. One thing is regarding the licensing mechanism in the BTP. BTP license is transactional based, means the space what you used. You consume the space, means you consume the more space, you consume the more license. So usually SAP count number of transactions on the BTP what you are using. So we can monitor here on the global account, and the directory sub account. Sub accounts means the sub account I am going to explain in the next slide. And similar the directories. Directories are the segregations. If you want, for example, an organization has multiple branches, they can create per directory per branch, for example. And this can also possible. We can create per directory per business. For example, the sales data is one directory, and the procurement data is another directory, HR data is another directory, finance another, and similar. We can segregate. So it's up to the design and up to the organization need. You can create the directories. Yes, sir.
So that is same like sub accounts, right?
Yes, no, not account the sub account. Sub account I'm going to explain. Directory same like a segregation container you can see.
Folders.
Like folders. Folders, okay. Like we have folders in our disk, similar type of thing. Okay. And the sub account in the sub account is basically this is the account where you have actually your services and your tools, your things actually are there. Okay. A sub account is a logical subdivision of a global account. If you have one global account, then you divide your global account into multiple sub account. For example, you have 1 GB space, 1 TB, for example, space in global account, and then you can divide them. For example, 500 GB sub account 1, 500 GB sub account 2. Sub account 1 we will use for the development. Sub account 2 we will use for our production. Okay. One service, for example, SAP Business Application Studio is available in sub account 1, which we are calling development. And the sub account 2 Business Application Studio is not there, but we have some other business related services there. Okay, that is, for example, similarly, we can 3 sub accounts: development, quality, and production. We can have more sub accounts. For example, we can segregate over different branches with different sub account. We can use the same sub account with all branches. It's up to the organization, business model, and the business requirement. Okay. So and sub usually and sub when we create the sub account, we also provide the region. Region is the data center that SAP is providing. We usually choose the nearby region when we create the sub account. There are 3-4 regions that we will usually choose when we creating the trial account. When we have only 2 regions, one is the US and other is the Singapore. We have to choose either Singapore and other the US region. And for the actual, we have some more regions will are there. One thing I want to inform you that SAP recently created one more region for Middle East. That region SAP created in the Riyadh, and it's they created because usually the SAP customers in the Middle East usually reluctant to uh, put their data on the cloud because BTP is the cloud and it's a public cloud. So SAP for the Middle East, SAP created one more data center in the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and that region will be only for Middle East. Only Middle East customer can connect them, so that maybe they know they have less concern to join the public accounts. Okay, similarly, the global account I discussed here, we segregate the services, space quotas, and users management are also there. For example, one user is for sub account 1, another user is for sub account 2. Some user has some authorization is sub account 1 and some authorizations are in sub account 2, like that. And also the environment is there in sub account, like the Cloud Foundry, the RAP environment, KMA, like that. That's one. Well, Sam.
Iran is secret.
Okay, like this is a relation hierarchy. We already explained, for example, in the global account and in the global account divided into 2 sub account, and the two directories are two folders are the folders are nothing, just a segregation. Okay. Here again, some quick use of both global account and sub account in hosted in Europe, for example, and it is in US. And this is local hosting. Some apps are deployed here and some are here. One admin is there, one other admin is there. In 2 different branches, for example, organizations and 2 different sub accounts. So these what we take away after this session, global account, sub account that we discussed. Now I'm going to show you in the system. Before going to the system, I will log in the trial account and I will show you the global account and sub account there. Any question here up to now?
No question from me.
Okay, fine. That's great. Let's move to the trial account. To log into the trial account, we will we have one URL. I simply search because I didn't remember the URL, and usually we have to save this URL in our favorites, the login URL. If you not remember, you can search from the Google. The URL, then is the login. This is the trial account URL for the trial. I already created my trial account here. I'm providing my personal email, the password, and the sub account which I created. Here you can see that account.hanatrial.ondemand.com. Okay. Actual URL is similar, but trial word is not there when the organization central URL is there. Other things will be similar. Only URL is different. Other things will be almost 100% similar. So this is the global account. I can jump into the trial account. First, let's see the main account. So I can show you here. This is the sub account. One sub account is there only. Okay, it is in US region. Okay. In the global account, what we have that we already discussed, we have some things are there. For example, from the last, if I see the usage, for example, you can see you can monitor here our usage. I just created yesterday this account, that's why everything is empty. But when you start the using, you can see some data here. And the users, you can create the user here. Only one default user is there. You can create some more users if you want. Usually, global account has one main user only, and you can create one more user as a backup. As an admin, two users are enough for the global account usually. Actual users are on the sub account. Then here you provide the authorization and the roles. Trust configuration, if you need, you can, for example, because it's not our field, it means if you want to, for example, single sign-on need to configure like that, then you use this. Yes. In the entitlement, you can see here your entitlement. Okay. Right now, you can see the sub account wise entitlement as well. Okay, if you want, you select then to see the sub accounts entitlement here. Okay, you can see that in what the sub accounts you have. The web environment is there, alert notification, different services are there, and their assignments are there. You can edit and change them if you want. Okay, go to edit, and then you can add the unit and select the unit, and so. And also you can add a new service plan from here. You can explore it. Okay, when you will have your own system landscape are there. I cannot explain you all the things because we are not using all the things, but some because uh, different different consultants use different tools. Okay, like the booster mean SAP provide some booster services. For example, if you want to subscribe, what is there, for example, SAP Build, use this booster services. This booster services will subscribe and set up your this service to your sub account. So one small wizard will be execute in 3-4 steps. You will subscribe to this service automatically. Okay. Otherwise, you can manually subscribe in the sub account that we will see when we go to the sub account. And that's all. This is the account explorer and the sub account. Let's go to the sub account now. So in the sub account, this is the overview screen. In the overview, you can see in the summary what your sub account is and what it has. It's this is the domain name, tenant ID, sub account ID, and created by and created on like that. And the provider region, these things are there. And the Cloud Foundry environment is there. And in the column with here the organization name and organization ID. The ID is auto-generated. Organization name you can use any name. Here default name was coming, I choose that. Otherwise, you can choose your organization name, for example. And the spaces are there. Only one space when I create a sub account, one space by default has to be created with the name of dev. Otherwise, you can create more spaces and you can segregate your spaces. For example, one space you are using for business application studio, other space you are using for the build apps, for example. And other, for example, SAC reports, for example, the different spaces you can use, or other you can use one space for all the developments. It's up to your requirement. And the team environment, if you need, you can enable. It's not enabled by default. By default, Cloud Foundry is there. And these are the entitlements that by default SAP provide when you create the trial account. And you can add, remove, and explore these entitlements here with the particular sub account. Okay. And here in the service marketplace, you can subscribe to the service. For example, SAP mobile service. You simply search it. This is there. It is. Then you can see and you can create. When you create, one small wizard will be executed and you can be subscribe the service. When you subscribe, then you can see your subscription instance and subscriptions. You go to instance subscription, you will see here. Okay, one is there already. SAP Business Application Studio is there. When you create the trial account, SAP by default subscribe SAP Business Application Studio for you. Okay, no need to subscribe again. Before that, we had to subscribe. Nowadays, SAP gave you by default. Okay, so it's there. You can go there, Business Studio, and use them. Instances are when you create the instance and deploy, then you create something. For example, mobile service subscribe, and you create one mobile service that will be shown here in the instance. An instance you can start and stop. For example, instance just like a service. For example, SICF service, you can start stop like that. It's not SICF service, but just like that. This is the Cloud Foundry environment right now, and here this is the Cloud Foundry here. Spaces you can segregate and you can create more spaces like that. And here you can create multiple orgs. Because we are going quickly, otherwise I am not going into detail. These things, if you need, you will explore. Okay. HTML applications, when you deploy here in Cloud Foundry, you can see here connectivity. In the connectivity, the destination is our main important part where we create the connections. For example, if you want to use something from your S/4HANA system, you will create the connection here. Okay. Now when you create the connection, you simply create from here. Some options are there from scratch, from file, service instance. From file means you have one file, you simply import it and when you will see it. From scratch, simple, you will provide one meaningful name, then the title, the connection, some description, proxy type, and the URL. Here you will the authentication method for authentication, then you have to provide user password. Okay, then what resources you want to use, you can define. Maybe if we got time, we will discuss the destination in detail tomorrow. Tomorrow's because we have in our contact. Okay. And cloud connectors, here you will see the cloud connectors connected. Something now there is no cloud connectors available right now. Okay, that again we will discuss tomorrow. In the security, you will provide the users roles and authorizations like that. Okay, you will create, and similarly, you will see your entitlements here, and you will see your usage analysis here. What this sub account, what you have used, and what are remaining resources you can see in particular period. That's all. That I want to explain to today. Tomorrow we will see some connectors things and try to create one destination if possible, and then we will go to the rapid shot. So that's all. Any question now?
No.
I will share some URL, some blogs. You will read them for some more details of what we discussed today. Okay, that I am going to share you. This link will explain you the directories and sub accounts, the global account in a quick way with a diagram. Okay, that way already we discussed, but you can see here quickly. Let's see quickly the global account. Then we have some directory this has one sub account. Total this global account has 1, 2, 5 sub accounts. Okay, one is directly here, and two directories are here. and 3 are in one directory and 1 is in another directory. And when you read, they have some names. For example, there's one branch, there's another branch, there's a head office, for example. And these branches have the development, the quality, and the production. This has only production, for example. And for example, this has sale, procurement, HR. This has only finance, like that. Okay, you will read and you will understand.